All right, so what's next for our economy? Is a second stimulus now on the way? Joining me now is John Kasich, who is running for governor of the great state of Ohio. And by the way, he helped get us on a balanced budget plan using real Congressional Budget Office numbers. Well, first of all, it's gotten the job done, is what Obama said. Here's what I don't understand. They ran on the idea that this was the worst economy since the Great Depression, John, and now they're out there saying, well, we misread the economy. Everybody guessed wrong.
Sean, you know, you and I both wish that we were wrong and that the stimulus was going to work. You and I both said at the time that it was filled with pork, special favors, backslapping one politician to another, and it hasn't worked. And in fact, the states have abused the money. They have not used it effectively to create jobs. They've not improved productivity. And you know what, Sean, people are beginning to think about, not just Republicans, not just independents, but Democrats as well. When you take a look at all these massive plans that have come out of Washington, everybody is asking themselves, how are our kids and our grandkids going to pay these bills off? So that's why you're beginning to see Obama's popularity begin to drop, and you see people beginning to question whether this man really does have the right formula. And we can see in the stimulus package, he does not.
All right, so in other words, if he ran on the idea that it's the worst economy since the Great Depression, but now they're trying to claim that they misread the economy and that they guessed wrong, how could it get any worse than the worst economy since the Great Depression? That sounds like political spin and dishonesty to Sean Hannity, and I think to a lot of other people.
It sounds to me, Sean, like they're saying the dog ate my homework. You know, it sounds like, you remember when you used that when you went to school? And
no, I said John Kasich.
But you said the dog
I said you stole my homework.
I don't understand. Look, Sean, here's the thing. The cynics and the skeptics miss one thing. In the 90s, which was an incredibly successful and prosperous time in our nation's history, we cut taxes, we provided incentives to invest and risk take, we shrunk the size of government, our 401ks were growing like crazy, and frankly, the Republicans, when Bush came in, they forgot the formula. They had tax cuts, but they had too much spending, and now Obama is like Bush on steroids. They're just spending money, and now they want to raise taxes. This is absolutely the wrong direction to go to fix this country.
All right, let me run some recent poll numbers by you, because I think our audience needs to know this, because it's impacting the political debate in the country. John, there are two battleground states. One of them is yours, Ohio. The other one is Virginia, where his approval rating has now dropped below 50%. We have an LA Times poll, Washington Post poll, 9 out of 10 Americans think that Obama's spending too much. Rasmussen, more Americans are now blaming Obama for the bad economy. Wall Street Journal, the American people oppose the stimulus, think the country's on the wrong track, and more than about 2-to-1 Americans are conservative over liberal. Are things changing and changing dramatically politically for Barack Obama?
Yeah, you know what? Things are starting to change, Sean, because people are taking a look, and they wanted to give Obama a chance, and they still hope he's going to be successful, but the proof's in the pudding. You know, you get a nice doctor that comes in, that has a nice manner, and he's charming and everything else, but if you don't feel any better, you start looking for another doctor. And what people are doing is taking a second look. And if this unemployment gets up to about 10% around Labor Day, which I hope it doesn't, but I fear it might, everybody's going to take a second look, and then they're going to have a problem. And I hope they don't try to do more of the same. Like with save me from a second stimulus package, you know. Save me from a cap-and-trade bill that's going to put a dagger in the Midwest and is basically one politician, again, slapping another on the back. Save me from that. Cut the taxes. Make small businesses more effective, you know, and that's what they have to do.
No, but no Democrat is talking about cutting taxes. They're not talking about stimulus too, tax and cap.
No, they're like
cap and taxes and tax increase. Health care is on the horizon, $2 trillion, and that's just the bare minimum cost as far as I'm concerned. It'll cost a lot more. So the question is, will the country wake up now in time to stop the next phase of this dramatic debt and deficits that they're creating?
Yeah, you know, Sean, you know where Salem, Ohio is, tiny little town in northeastern Ohio. They had on the July the 4th in this tiny little town a tea party. 1,700 people showed up. You know, here in Columbus there were 7,000. There's a movement gathering inside the country where people are saying we're heading in the wrong direction. And you know what, Sean? People are smart. They understand it. They want to give this guy a chance, a new direction. The problem is now they're beginning to realize we're going in the wrong direction. And when you're going in the wrong direction, you don't step on the gas pedal and go faster. You begin to stop and turn around.
Right, but
people are going to have to get his attention.
Jim Pinkerton, who I like a lot, is a good friend of the program, and I've known him for many, many years. He writes on FoxNews.com, and the headline is...
Awfully tall, too.
Yeah, no, he's very tall. Obama's Katrina. Is the failing economy, for example, will the American people now view this as his debt, his deficits, his botched economy, his broken promises on spending? Are they now going to blame him? Is he now going to take responsibility for this? Or how long does he get away with saying this is Bush's economy?
Well, I think those days are coming to an end, Sean. And here in Ohio, his approval rating has fallen under 50%, which was in, the middle 60s, and it's really plummeted. So I think people are, first of all, Republicans are very energized. Independents are getting more energized. And those old Reagan Democrats, who you and I understand because we come from that part of the world, they're beginning to say, hey, I am worried about my kids. I'm worried about spending. And you guys are getting it wrong. And in Washington, it's the same old nonsense we've seen for a decade, Sean. But look, let's keep the faith. You keep doing your job. We'll all do our job. We'll turn it around.
All right, and you do me a favor. Go get elected governor. Although why you would ever want that job, you're out of your mind. But good luck, and I'm supporting you in the effort. I appreciate it.
All right, Sean. Thank you.
All right. And